Hi, World History. Welcome to the 25-26 school year. So, this is Miss Corey talking right now. There are going to be two teachers who teach this course, by the way. So, this video is just going to go through the intro to the course, so just some basic stuff that you need to know. All right, so there's two teachers. If you were in section number 1, you're going to have Karn Matthews as your teacher. And if you're in sections 2, 3, and 4, you will have me as your teacher. So, again, my name is Corey Stodick. You can call me Miss Corey, though. So units for this course. We have our current unit right now, which is Unit 0, which is just like an intro to the course. You have Unit 1, which will start next week. That's going to be about the Fertile Crescent in Mesopotamia. Unit 2, Ancient Egypt and Judaism. Unit 3, Ancient Greece. Unit 4, Ancient Rome. Unit 5, China and Japan. Unit 6, India and Islam. And Unit 7, the Middle Ages. Now, I am redoing parts of this course. So there might be like some slight changes, but I'll let you know if there's any major changes. All right. So as you can probably tell by my video right now, I talk pretty fast. The reason for that is because this course is very fast paced. There is purely independent assignments that I will post weekly, and it is just very fast paced. So make sure that you keep up on your coursework. There's also lots of videos in this course, mostly because, well, we're not in person. We can't like read stuff together necessarily. So it's a lot of video based. Most assignments will take you about 50 minutes a day. So somewhere between that 30-minute to 50-minute mark. So just make sure you're timing yourself correctly. And if this course is not for you, please make sure that you contact your counselor right away to get your schedule changed. All right, let's dive on into some of the course lingo. So assignments will be structured in this U number dash L number format. I know it seems kind of weird, but it's actually really simple. So U just stands for unit, L just stands for lesson. So for example, U1-L8 is going to be Unit 1, Lesson 8. And that is how I structure all my assignments for this course. So you'll see that throughout the whole entire year. Grading. Grading is an 80-20 split. So 80% of your grade is summative. Those are going to be like the tests and projects. And 20% of your grade is going to be formative. So it's going to be like daily work, ed puzzles, stuff like that. Formative work is usually worth about 5 points, but that again, that varies on the assignment itself. But usually I try to keep in that 5-ish point range. And then the summative work varies, typically 20 to 35 point range, somewhere in there. So grading, I update the grade book at least once a week. So I sync Schoology with Campus is at least once a week as well. So if you want your most up-to-date grade, you're going to want to check Schoology. So like if your parents or guardians or your counselor is like, hey, did you get these assignments turned in? First off, check Schoology first. Then go and check Campus, because Schoology I'm going to update a lot more often than I am Campus. But for your official grade, like the grades that I post for your report cards and stuff like that, that's going to come off of Campus, but they should be the exact same grade. All right, due dates. So due dates for assignments are 99% going to be due on Sundays at midnight, unless otherwise noted. But again, that's extremely rare. So just make sure that you get your work in by Sundays at midnight. You can see that here on Schoology. You'll see like, oh, U0-L1. Oh, when is it due? Oh, it's due on Sundays at midnight. So attendance. Attendance is always kind of a tricky thing. So attendance here is based upon assignment completion. So the thing about this class and with pretty much every online class is that there's no synchronous time. So there's no time where it's like, meet me on a Google Meet from 1 to 2 p.m. on a Wednesdays. There's none of that. It's all independent work. So instead of like, oh, did you show up to class or not, like you would do in like a in-person building, instead I take attendance based upon assignment completion. So you must complete all assignments for the current week in order to be marked as present. So even if you miss just one assignment, and let's say there's 5 assignments that week, you did 4, but you missed the one, you're still marked absent. Yeah, I know. It's very, very strict. So make sure that you get every single assignment in, or else you will be marked absent. So again, even if you miss one assignment or you forgot to turn in an assignment, you will be marked absent. And that is not fun. So here's a good question. What happens if I'm sick or I'm on vacation Tuesday through Friday or something on that line, for example? So if you are present in person on Monday, you are still obligated to complete all your assignments before Sunday at midnight, even if you're gone for the rest of the week. You're still obligated to do your work. Now, with that said, if something like crazy pops up or you're like, hey, I've been out with the flu, can I just have some more time? I'm fairly accommodating, but you have to let me know. See, the problem is a lot of students will be like, I was out sick last week. Why did you mark me absent? So the hard part is I don't know when you're marked absent or out sick because we have the online high school has like a different campus resource to see if you're sick or not. So I can't go into Rogers or Elk River or Zimmerman to see if you're sick. So you need to let me know. Just send me an email. Be like, hey, can I just get an extra day or something like that? And we'll figure something out. Okay. So, again, even if you're present one day of the week, you're still required to complete all the assignments, but please do email me if you need more time. Communication is very much so a key player when it comes to online classes. All right. So again, you need to email your teacher to let them know you're on vacation or will be sick. Your teacher will then verify with your homeschool. So we'll call up like Elk River, Rogers, or Zimmerman to verify your excuse. And again, if you don't email us, we will not know if you're on vacation or you're sick. So we're just going to mark you absent. So again, communication is key. Now you're probably wondering, what happens if I am marked absent? So not pleasant things are going to happen to you. So I do attendance not on a daily basis, but on a weekly basis. So I do attendance on Mondays mornings, and it's for the week prior. So for example, on Monday, September 8th, I will take attendance for this first week of school. So for Monday holidays, I will be done on Tuesdays, whatever. That's just logistical things that you don't have to worry about right now. So if you were marked absent, you'll get an email from your teacher to you, your parents, your counselor, and your administrator. If you get 2 absences in a row, I'm going to call home and I will call your parents/guardians. And if you get 3 absences, that may result in truancy, which means that you will be kicked out of this online class. So not fun things. We do take attendance very seriously here. All right, so I'm just going to read this out for you. This is a note from the Online 728's principal. Students who are struggling with the learning model of Online 728 will be moved to in-person or blended opportunities as an intervention step to promote student success. Struggling is demonstrated by poor attendance or lack of engagement in online coursework. It is important to remember that online learning is an option for students and not suitable for all learners. Moving students to a learning model that provides more direct teacher instruction following the MTSS guidelines for intervention. All right, so I hear this a lot, but I was so busy with real school that I forgot about this class. Ooh, newsflash, this is real school. You need this class to graduate. And this class is just as important as any of your in-person classes. So when do I work? Well, this is an online class, meaning you are an independent worker. I am not there to bug you to do your work. So, all of you have one period blocked out of your schedule for this class. So, you can work during that period that you have blocked out or find your own time. So, here's some of my suggestions. Be consistent. Set aside daily time to do classwork. Put away your phone. Oh my gosh, so many students get distracted by that. And then before they know it, they totally miss the whole lesson. Time management as well. So rarely do assignments take 15 minutes. They usually take about 30 to 50 minutes, which seems like a lot. But think again, if you were in person, your class period is roughly about 52 minutes. So really, it's about the same as if you were in in-person class. What happened if you're like, I need help, I don't understand this, I just am so lost? Please contact us. I know it's really weird being an online teacher and you don't really have that connection with students as much, but please, please, please contact us. We are here to help you. That's literally our job. So you can sign up for Google Meets, which you can find at the top of the Schoology page for a booking link. You can also email us. So here's my email here, and here's Card Matthews' email as well. All right, late work. Kind of a tricky thing. So late assignments may be turned in, but are subjected to having points deducted for lateness. So if you're in section 1 with Karen Matthews, if you turn something in late, she'll communicate with you what she wants to do. She might have a late form that you might have to fill out. That's what other online teachers typically do. If you're in sections 2, 3, and 4 with me, I don't have a late form that you need to work out. Instead, I just want you to email me saying that you turned in this assignment late. So let's say you turned in U0-L1 late. Just email me and be like, hey, Miss Corey, I just turned in U0-L1. And then I will grade it at some point that week. Now the big question, plagiarism and AI. Oof. All right, so AI can be helpful in some classroom settings when given permission. Things like analyzing and fixing texts, researching and finding sources. Those are great things to use AI for. So we will be using AI for research later on in the semester, and I will let you know when we do that. I will make it very, very clear when we can use AI in the classroom. So for now, AI is not permitted in any of this unit or the unit after that. Again, I will direct you when AI is permitted to use on assignments. So if I don't specify, that means you can't use AI. All right. So any assignment that is plagiarized or use AI without giving permission will be given a 0 for the whole assignment. So an example would be is you're doing an assignment and you copy and paste something from Wikipedia or AI or whatever. That will be a 0, not just for the question that you copied and paste from, but for the entire assignment. So again, I will make it very, very, very clear when we can use AI on an assignment. And I promise you, there will be some assignments that we can use AI, especially for research. And when we do use AI for an assignment, I will give you further instruction on how to use that AI. So if you give answers to questions that are not in the video or information of the assignments, I will suspect you of AI as well, and I might question you on it or give you a 0. And if you plagiarize or use AI, you will also kind of lose my trust fast. So just don't do that because that's sad. Because I want to have good relationships with my students. So, all right, let's talk about tools used in this class. So, Edpuzzles. That is my main tool. Karen Matthews will also use that tool as well. That will be used weekly, if not multiple times a week. So instead of having you read from a textbook, I make these lecture videos instead to go through context. And then that way you don't have to read from the textbook because let's be honest here, you guys aren't going to be reading from a textbook. Like videos are much easier to do. And then with Google Slides, we'll do some research assignments with that. We'll use Canva too a bit. Schoology, that's our home base for all assignments and announcements. So here's some tips for Edpuzzles. So when watching Edpuzzles, make sure you're signed in with your ISD 728 account. Make sure that your ad blocker is turned off. Seriously, do that. If you see the little red stop sign with a hand in it, that's your ad blocker. Make sure you pause it on the Edpuzzles site, like I have up here in the screenshot. Let's see, your questions will pop up on the side of the Edpuzzle videos and pause the video for you to answer. So the reason why you want ad blocker turned off is because those Edpuzzle video questions will pop up like an ad, and then it could be blocked by your internet browser, and then you don't get the points for the assignment, and then I have to mark you absent, and it's just a whole headache. So make sure ad blocker is turned off. Let's see here. So for you to get any points, you must watch an Edpuzzle until the very, very end. Typically, it has something saying like you're done or submitted or something like that. And let me know if you have any questions with Edpuzzle. So we're going to test out Edpuzzle right now. So if the video does not stop for you right now, your Edpuzzle isn't working correctly. So make sure you turn off your ad blocker. If the video just stopped for you and you had to answer the question, what reality TV or game show would you want to be a contestant on? Then Edpuzzle is working for you. So good job. Again, make sure you watch the Edpuzzle all the way to the end. If you don't do that, you won't get points for the video. And then I won't see a score in Schoology. And if I don't see a score in Schoology, I'm going to be like, well, they didn't do the video. Got to mark them absent. And that would not be fun. So again, make sure you watch the Edpuzzle all the way to the very end. All right. So another thing when watching lecture videos, So lecture videos or Edpuzzle videos that I create them every year. I redo them and update them and stuff like that. So any word that is in blue text that you see on an Edpuzzle video, for example, this is from our World War II unit, and you'll see, what do you know about Japan's involvement in World War II? You see it's in blue text. Those are going to be questions that you are going to want to answer directly on the Edpuzzle. So what's going to happen is the Edpuzzle is going to stop, question's going to pop up, and you're going to type out that answer. All right, another big question I have. Kids are like, wait, I did the Edpuzzle. Why is there a 0 in the grade book? So the 0 means you completed the Edpuzzle, and now I just need to go in and grade it. So don't panic. That 0 is probably not going to be permanent. I have to go into Edpuzzle and individually grade all the Edpuzzles and your answers. So I do look at all of your Edpuzzle answers, by the way. Give me about 48 hours to grade your Edpuzzle answers. And if it's still a 0 after 2 days, you can email me to just be like, hey, by the way, it's still a 0. And I'll be like, oh, sorry, probably missed you or something like that. So, all right, let's do a quick check. Answering the Edpuzzle. What is the best way to contact your teacher? Hopefully you said email. You can also say Google Meets, but email is probably faster. All right, answering the Edpuzzle. What percentage of assignments do you need to do in order to be marked as present for attendance? Is it 75%, 25%, 100%, or 50%? Hopefully you said 100%. All right, let's wrap this up. If you do not think you can meet all the time and assignment requirements for this class, you need to contact your counselor right now to change classes. Do you have any questions about this course? And if you don't have any, you can just type none. All right, next up, you're going to do U0-L2, writing and sending an appropriate email, U0-L3, Google Suites and assignment submission, U0-L4, how to turn on notification settings, U0-L5, Schoology annotation app, U0-L6, orientation quiz, U0-L7, how we measure historical events. And then, of course, if you have questions, please let us know. We are here to help you out. Again, welcome to the course, and if you have any questions, let us know. I hope you enjoy world history. Bye.